points back here at Monorail's main station. After the tour, you can take an air-conditioned monorail ride, which gives you an overhead view of the park. We do not stop to exit the board once the tour has started. And please not eat, drink, or smoke while on board the tram. And please remain seated while the tram is in motion. This is for your safety. Tram is now departing. Please stay clear. Once again, the tram is now departing. I'm going to start off the tour today. Over on our left-hand side will be the same eggs. Same eggs are apes and not monkeys, and one way of identifying the two is that monkeys have tails and apes do not. They're found on the island of Sumatra at treetop elevations that can reach about 10,000 feet. Coming up over to our right-hand side will be the giant land tortoises. These slow-moving reptiles can weigh up to 500 pounds and live up to 150 years or more, making them perhaps the longest-lived creatures on Earth. On exhibit are the Galapagos tortoise from the Galapagos Islands, and the Aldabra tortoises from the islands of Aldabra in the Indian Ocean. Also on our right-hand side is the Australian aviary, also known as wings down under, and it features the budgies, the cockatiels, and the eastern rosellas. Over to our left-hand side in that area would be the Australian section, and here you find the emu, the New Guinea singing dogs, the tree kangaroos, crocodile, monolith lizards, and the koalas. Coming up to our right-hand side is the behind-the-scenes area of our new Amazon and Beyond exhibit. This new and exciting exhibit is open daily from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And here you can immerse yourself in Central and South American sounds and colors. It is comprised of 27 acres and features 100 astonishing species featuring 600 new animals. Here you and your family will embark on an amazing journey among giant river otters, harpy eagles, jaguars, anacondas, and many other fascinating creatures of the tropics. Amazon and Beyond is divided into 3 areas that surround their Central Village Plaza: Amazon Forest, and Atlantic Forest, and Cloud Forest. Coming up to our left-hand side is the Browns Grove and Vegetable Garden. The Horticulture Department has established a vegetable garden in the past year that grows the following produce to supplement animal diet: mustard green, collard greens, 4 types of tomatoes, summer cushaw squash, corn, okra, and hot and sweet peppers. We also have 2 acres of eucalyptus used to feed the koalas, and we also grow a variety of trees and shrubs used for browse. Alright folks, we are going over a speed bump shortly as you enter the park. Please remain seated for your safety and comfort. Alright folks, coming up to our right hand side, you'll be able to find our Mexican spider monkeys. These monkeys are diurnal, which means they're active during the day, and they're found from Mexico to Bolivia. They hardly leave their treetop canopy, where they feed on fruits, nuts, seeds, insects, flowers, and bird eggs, and group sizes can range from 2 to 100, led by a dominant female. The female gives birth to one offspring after a 7 to 8 month gestation period.
Wow.
And on the left-hand side, you'll be able to find our guanacos. The guanacos are closely related to the camels and their wild ancestors of the domesticated llama and alpaca. Also sharing the same paddock with them would be the rheas, and the rheas are closely related to the ostriches, and they run at very quick speeds in which they use to escape their predators.
Didn't escape me, did they?
Coming up to our right-hand side would be the African black rhinoceros. Black rhinos are in fact gray and often assume the color of the mud in which they wallow. Once widespread through regions of Africa, black rhinos are now greatly endangered, killed for their horns due to the mistaken belief they have medical value. And on exhibit right now is our 15-year-old male, and his name is Eddie.
Look, I don't want my baby tiger. Here he comes. Did you get him? I think so.
Coming over to our left-hand side would be the greater kudus. Greater kudu is one of the largest and most uncommon species of the African antelopes, and they're easily identified in the wild because the males have magnificent open spiraled horns that can reach lengths of up to 5 feet. Over on our right-hand side, you'll be able to find the African elephants. African elephants are the largest and most powerful of all living land mammals, standing at a maximum height of 10 feet tall, weighing up to 6 tons. Although they are the largest and most powerful of all the living land mammals, they're thought as very gentle animals living peacefully. And their straight backs and big ears are different from the arched back and smaller ears of the Asian elephants. Over on our left-hand side, you'll be able to find our mixed paddock that contains the reticulated giraffes, the grand zebras, our ostriches, the vulture Guinea fowl, the Abyssinian ground hornbills, and our grand gazelles. All these animals can share the same paddock as they would normally share their territories in the wild because they do not compete for the same food source. The reticulated giraffes are the world's tallest animals, standing at a maximum height of up to 18 feet tall, and their tongue screech lengths of up to 17 inches. Like human fingerprints, the pattern on a giraffe's coat are unique to each individual. When giraffes are born, they're born about 6 feet tall, and in 2.5 years, their height doubles. You do have the ability to feed the giraffe here at the Samburu Giraffe Feeding Station for a cost of $3. And over on the right-hand side, they might be a little difficult to spot, but we do have the okapis. And the okapis are the only living relatives of the giraffes, and they were found in Africa. They were unknown to science until the early 1900s due to their secretive nature and remote habitat. U.S. zoos are now supporting conservation programs in their native habitat to assure their survival and growth. Also on the right-hand side would be the gerenux. The gerenux, with their especially long necks and legs, are well adapted to feed on berries and leaves from small trees by standing erect on their hind legs. They can stand in this manner due to the extra vertebrae in their spine.
They're so cute.
And over to our left-hand side would be the Grevy zebras. Grevy zebras are usually identified in the wild for their large rounded ears, narrow stripes, and white bellies. Over on our left-hand side, you'll be able to find the Andean condors. Andean condors are considered to be the world's largest flying birds with a wingspan up to 10 feet and weighing up to 35 pounds. They're found in South America from Venezuela to the southern tip of Chile, and they have a lifespan of up to 50 years in the wild. Over to our right-hand side, you'll find our African crested porcupines. These are one of nature's largest rodents, and the quills on a porcupine's back are an excellent defense mechanism. When the quills are touched, they produce a painful wound, and when the quills are raised, it makes the rodent appear larger. And over on our left-hand side, you'll be able to find our giant eland. These are one of the largest antelopes in the world, and they're distinguishable from the common eland because of the large dewlap, which is the skin under its neck. And despite the animal's relatively large size, it is still an excellent jumper. Over on the right-hand side, coming up would be the lowland gorillas. The gorillas are the largest and most powerful members of the ape family. They live in extended family groups called troops led by the silverback male. And the dominant male is known as a silverback because the hair on its back turns gray with age. If you look all the way over on the left, over by the viewing glass, we have our silverback male. His name is JJ, and he's 33 years old. Coming up to our left-hand side will be the lowland nyalas. These animals are an excellent example of sexual dimorphism, meaning males and females are different in appearance. They're both striped, but the females have a tan coat while the males are gray with a shaggy mane. Over on our right-hand side, you'll be able to find our chimpanzees. Chimpanzees are very lively and intelligent animals that resemble man most closely. They share familiar human characteristics such as problem-solving abilities, a high degree of parental care, grooming, and a variety of facial expressions. They live in groups of 25 to 80, and each group has a dominating male. And over on our left-hand side, you'll be able to find our pygmy hippopotamus. Pygmy hippos are different from their more familiar relatives, the owl hippos. They're smaller with a more rounded head, standing about 2.5 to 3 feet at the shoulders and weighing about 600 pounds. Like the larger hippos, pygmy hippos do produce a pink fluid from their skin that protects them from the harmful sun. And these animals are extremely territorial, thus the reason for a divided paddock. Over on our right-hand side, you'll be able to find the Oasis Grow concession stand, which is the largest concession stand here at the zoo, where you find the largest variety of food and beverages. We also have here our Play World playground, where kids ages 12 and under have the ability to explore the splashing water features and jungle gym adventures of our two play areas, Jungle Journey and Ocean Voyage. And coming up to our left-hand side, up in the treetop, you'd be able to find our spot-nosed Gwynedd monkey. Furry white beards and bright white marks make the Gwynedd spot-nosed easy to identify. And these curious and endangered monkeys use their expressive tails to talk to one another, and they also jerk their heads in different directions, each of which means something specific. Over on our left-hand side, you'll be able to find the Arabian orcs. Arabian orcs hold the mythical legend of the unicorn because when viewed from the side, they appear to only have one horn. Over on our right-hand side, you'll be able to find the Indian Gaur. Indian Gaur are the largest of all the wild oxen, with males weighing up to 2,200 pounds and standing about 6 feet at the shoulders. And they're also larger and darker compared to the females. And these animals are easily distinguished in the wild for their white stockings and hump-like ridge over the length of their shoulder. On exhibit right now we have Nundi, our 5-year-old male, and Kali, our 6-year-old female. Coming up to our right-hand side will be the pre-boss squirrel. Also known as the tricolored squirrel, they have black, white, and reddish-brown bands that run down the length of their body. And they're omnivores, feeding on fruits, nuts, seeds, and insects. And on exhibit, we have our 10-year-old female named Carmelita. Also joining them over on the left-hand side will be the addax. And the addax are nomadic species that wander the dunes of the Sahara, searching for scant vegetation that grows there. They acquire all needed moisture from the food that they eat, and rarely, if ever, need to drink water. Coming over to our right-hand side, you'd be able to find the spotted hyenas. Spotted hyenas are the largest members of the hyena family, and they live in social groups known as clans, which contain around 30 to 40 individuals. Spotted hyenas have prey to a greater degree than the other two species of hyena, however they will scavenge if the opportunity presents itself. They have the most powerful jaws in the animal kingdom, and this enables them to crush even the largest bones like twigs. Over on our left-hand side, you'll be able to find our sable antelopes. Sable antelopes are the third largest African antelope species, found on the eland and the greater kudus. Sable antelopes have an especially impressive appearance because of their long curved horns, and the glossy black coats of the males are a striking contrast to the rich reddish coats of the females. And over on the right-hand side, you'll be able to find our dromedary camels. Dromedary camels were once found throughout Arabia, but they're now extinct in the wild. They are now common in all areas of the world, in zoos and as means of transportation. And water is not stored in the camel's humps as believed, but throughout the animal's body tissue. On exhibit right now, we have our 23-year-old female, and her name is Serafina. Over to our left-hand side, you'll be able to find the nogais. The nogais are the largest species of the Asiatic antelope, weighing about 600 pounds. The males are known as blue bulls. Due to the gray-blue coat, they develop as they mature, and they will compete for females by kneeling on their front legs and lunging with their horns. Also sharing the same paddock with them, all the way in the back, would be the Cinereous vultures, also known as the Asiatic vultures, and they breed in the high mountains and large forests of southern Europe and Asia, from Portugal to Korea. Coming up to our right-hand side, you'll be able to find the Bactrian camels. Bactrian camels were once found throughout Arabia, but they're now extinct in the wild. They're now common in all areas of the world in zoos and as means of transportation. I'm sorry, on the right-hand side we have the Bactrian camels. Bactrian camels have two humps, unlike our dromedary camels, which have only one hump. Bactrian camels can drink quantities of water up to 30% of their body weight at one time and can survive a water loss exceeding 40% of their body weight, with a tolerance for extreme temperatures. On exhibit right now is our 19-year-old female named Jessica. Over to our left-hand side coming up, you'll be able to find our Asiatic black bear and the sloth bear. Both of these bears are both closely related, but the sloth bear is more rare. They're both excellent swimmers and climbers and have a lifespan of up to 35 years in the wild. Also, the Asiatic black bear is also known as the moon bear due to the distinctive white crest marking on its chest. And over on the left-hand side, we'll find our African wild dogs, also known as the Cape hunting dogs. Despite their relatively small size, they're able to bring down adult zebras and wildebeest by hunting in packs of up to 30. Females give birth to large litters as much as 16 pups, and although they were once common, they're now rare in parts of Africa. Coming up to our right-hand side, you'll be able to find our Asian river life exhibit, and here you can find animals from the remote jungles and swamps of Asia. This exhibit features the Asian small cloud otter, the Malayan water monolith lizard, the muntjac, our clouded leopard, the Burmese mountain tortoise, and the rhino snake. Also, you'll be able to find the Komodo dragons, which are the world's largest and most powerful species of lizard. And to our left-hand side is the Somali wild ass. Somali wild ass is the smallest of all the wild equids, standing about 4 feet to the shoulders and weighing about 500 pounds. They graze mostly at dawn, dusk, and in the evening when it's cooler, and during the heat of the day they often retreat to rocky hills to rest in a shady spot. And over on our right-hand side, you'll be able to find our bangtangs. The bangtangs is thought to be the most beautiful of all the wild cattle species, and they're also called Asian cows. Males can weigh up to 1,800 pounds and stand about 5 feet at their shoulders, and they're also larger and darker compared to the females. And loss of habitat and hunting also threaten their 25-year lifespan. on our left-hand side, you'll be able to find our African lions. The African lions are also known as kings of the beast, and they are nocturnal animals that sleep 18 to 20 hours a day and are active at night. Lions are social animals that live in prides of 5 to 30 individuals, and some prides contain one male, while others contain as many as 4. On exhibit, we have our 2 males, Kawami and Jabari, that are both 5 years old, and our 2 females, Asha and Kashifa, that are both 3 years old. Over on our right hand side, you'll be able to find our Indian rhinoceros, and in the front paddock right here, we have an adult male. Oh, I'm sorry guys, they're currently off exhibit, but we do have an adult male named Suru. And like other rhinos, Indian rhinos are generally very solitary except when breeding, and the typical lifespan of them is about 47 years old. Indian rhino has 1 horn, unlike our African rhino which has 2 horns, and the rhinoceros horn is made out of keratin, the same substance in your nails, and if these horns are broken off, they will regrow. Over on our left-hand side, you'll be able to find our black-necked storks. Black-necked storks are found in the coastal wetlands and floodplains of southern Asia and Australia. They live near rivers and marshes, and fish and frogs make up their diet. On exhibit are both male and female, while we have identified the females by her beautiful golden eyes. Over on the right-hand side, coming up would be the Asian elephants. Asian elephants have smaller ears than the African elephants, and only the males have tusks. They have over 100,000 muscles in their trunks alone. They can use their trunks to pick up very small objects. On exhibit right now, we have Dollop. Right here, he's a 45-year-old male, was born in captivity, weighs approximately 12,000 pounds. And over on the right, we have Nellie, our 43-year-old female that was born in the wild and weighs approximately 9,500 pounds. Coming up to our left-hand side, we do have our children's zoo, and here you'd find the Wacky Barn, a snack bar, the Meerkat exhibit, Humpies, Camel Riding, and Animal Tales are the children's zoo amphitheater. This show features native and exotic wildlife, and show times are 11:30, 1 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. Coming up to our left-hand side, guys, we do have our Wings of Asia American Bankers Family Aviary. The original aviary, which housed over 300 rare Asian birds, was destroyed by Hurricane Andrew in 1992. The new aviary is a multi-million-dollar project that was reopened in May 2003, and the American Bankers Family Aviary is the largest open-air Asian aviary in the Western Hemisphere, covering over 55,000 square feet. The free-flight aviary now houses over 400 exotic, rare, and endangered Asian birds, representing over 70 species. And over 90,000 square feet of woven stainless steel mesh netting was imported from China to form the enclosure, a much stronger material than the previous aviary, thus capable of holding the structure intact in hurricane winds of up to 140 miles per hour.
So you get video of Dollop when you first saw her, or just pictures?
I told you I got video.
Video and pictures.
Alright folks, it's going to be a little difficult to spot, but starting over on our left-hand side, we do have the orangutans and the white chief gibbons. The orangutans are the second largest primate to the gorilla, and they're very shy, solitary, and slow-moving. These animals are very territorial. Males and females do not live together in the wild. Also, we have our white chief gibbons, a relatively small, slender natural with fluffy, dense hair. On exhibit is a male named Henry and a female named Billy.
Asia is this way, so look at the map.
Over to our left-hand side, up in the treetop, you'll be able to find one of our white-handed gibbons. These animals are known as the aerial acrobats of the animal world because they form their hands into hooks to swing from tree to tree and form felt brachiation. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this does conclude our tour. We hope it has been both educational and entertaining. Please gather all your personal belongings and watch your step as you exit, and we hope to see you guys again here at Zoo Miami in the near future.